So all of these, I trust the Hopi first and foremost, more than any other record. But the G.E. Kincaid was in the newspaper, it was reported. It's just like Roswell. They reported it, and then someone said, hey, dummies, what are you guys doing? And then, of course, they couldn't make it go away, but of course, they would slander or discredit anyone and everyone who said or recited what was found. I already said about the Hopi legends. Now, Montezuma, here is a drawing. Now, this one was in the late 17th century that was taken from an earlier painting of Montezuma. Notice Montezuma's headdress there, okay? And notice McConkey Ranch, not too far from here. Everyone knows it's called the King's Panel or whatever, but it's very similar. Yes? Now, McConkey Ranch is a super special place. I encourage everyone to go see it. Please respect it. Don't damage the land. Not that any of you here would. But no vandalism, no destroying. But go there and see it for yourself. Feel the energy. Understand that this is a record written in stone about Montezuma and the giant that was with him, the six-toed giant. That's also represented here, written in stone. And this is the natives putting this record here that has clearly lasted for hundreds of years, over 500 years. More of those. Again, see the similarities we have with the giant and some royalty. Now, the pyramids of Mesoamerica, Egypt, Asia, and other regions are remnants of this global, worldwide network. The similarities in design and astronomical alignments not only suggest a shared origin in science, but it's the missing link staring us all in the face. Quetzalcoatl, Viracocha, Thoth, all of these teachings included the knowledge of portals, energies, I'm just repeating myself, the sciences, everything from how to be healed from cancers and any disease that would come upon an individual, the herbs and medicine, every remedy to anything you can think of. Again, sciences, mathematics, lineage from pre-Atlantis. Because keep in mind, this goes back even farther than 12,000 years, as they kind of say, is when the Great Flood was.
They went out
So
dinner. So they must have been
they taught in these pyramids, right in front of our face, the Giza Pyramids complex seen from the south. These are all connected. And now, with recent discoveries, claiming an underground complex in the halls of Amenti, right? First of all, I just want to show this first. We have pyramids across the globe. Do you guys know that? They're in Indonesia. They're in everywhere. This technology, these global phenomena, these structures, these megalithic structures are global, and they're the same science. You can't deny it. It's right there, evidence right in front of our face. Now, we just had some scientists do synthetic aperture radar, SAR. It's a technology, it's newer, it's being used, and they say that absolutely underneath the Great Pyramid is miles long down these pillars with the Hall of Records. That's the ancient Hall of Records. Edgar Casey said in one of his prophecies or readings that beneath the Sphinx Hall you would find records from Atlantis. And these records at the Hall of Amenti is also the Hall of Records of Atlantis. And there was another group of scientists that went to debunk these guys in their research. They came back and debunked the scientists. I encourage you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So when did the Hopi say that Montezuma's treasure would be found? What? The Hopi have a prophecy about Montezuma's treasure being found? If there was no Montezuma's treasure, why would the Hopi, the keepers of the ancient ways and teachings, and sacred rituals and ceremonies have a prophecy about when Montezuma's treasure will be found? I say because Montezuma's treasure is still out there waiting to be discovered. Here's what the Hopi said. You tell me, I'm going to take the mic off so you guys can hear this. They foretold of a time when it would be found. You tell me what you think.
The old chief of the independent Hopi Indian nation gave a sign that when Montezuma's treasure would be found. It will come in a time when the Gentile leaders will turn murderers and thieves loose, almost unpunished, to roam the land and vex the people. In a time when the Gentile people will have appointed conspiring men as their leaders, men who will establish a secret combination with world leaders, which will sap the strength of the American nation. And in a time when this secret combination of men will gain such power over the American people to make them as slaves.
Could you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yes.
Now. So now.
Now. It gives me goosebumps when I hear that. Because to me, that time is now. Because this sacred treasure, like I said, is more than riches and gold. It is all about our individual spiritual attainment, our collective human. You know what human means, right? Hue, meaning many shades and colors of light. And man means being. We, by definition, are light beings of many shades and colors. So we have different complexions.
Beautiful.
Just like flowers, there are many flowers, but there are different sizes, different colors. And so there is a great purpose. We are in a time of great transition, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But if some of you may not know that in 1982, my grandfather, let me give respect and love to him, because as a little boy, he is the one who taught me and inspired me along with my uncles, John and Paul. John and Paul. In 1982, in Johnson Canyon, we made one of the greatest discoveries that has ever happened. You hear a lot of people, and God bless everyone, you hear a lot of people claim a lot of things about, we found this, we found that. But they've got no pictures, they've got no evidence, they got no one else to corroborate their stories. We do. In 1982, we made an amazing discovery. It's too long of a story to get into now, but I'll say this. My grandfather, first and foremost, deciphered what were called the Peralta Stone tablets. And it led him through, he cracked the code and gained a GPS coordinates from those stones. And from latitude and longitude, he landed in Johnson Canyon, Oakland, California, Bay Area, to Johnson Canyon. And in Johnson Canyon, he went to the landowner and he said, I believe Montezuma's treasure is on your property. And the landowner said, if this got anything to do with that Freddie Crystal stuff, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Who knows about Freddie Crystal? Make some noise. See, there's too many branches for me to get into for those who didn't make noise. So we'll do presentations later on this. But my grandfather said, I don't know what you're talking about. This has nothing to do with Freddie Crystal. And so my grandfather was looking for specific signs and symbols on this property. The landowner was flabbergasted and said, you've never been here, you haven't been on my property. How do you know that these are here? And he took them right to him, and we made amazing discoveries. This is Vaughn Judd. This was the property owner in Johnson Canyon. He lived there his whole life. His family lived there for generations. They never knew about this right here. We call it the sacrificial altar, or you may know it as a water glyph, one of the largest water glyphs. Does anyone know what a water glyph is? Heard of it? So there's someone else who probably recite this better than me in the sense of saying it, but ours was discovered first. And then one of the Boy Scout leaders came and got interest, saw it, and started documenting the other ones around the Southwest, in Utah, Arizona. And of course they say, hey, we think it leads to water. And yes, that is one of the meanings of this marker, that it does lead to water, right? Because the Aztecs left. When they went from the north to the south, water is very important, especially for a large amount of people traveling. And so yes, it was that. But it is also a sacred marker. It is also used for astronomical and spiritual insight. You can pour water, all of them have a cup, almost like a little sunburst or impression, circular. And the shaman, or the priest, or the magician, whatever you want to call them, would pour water into that at night, and they would use it to look at the stars and be guided. They have multiple levels and multiple meanings. This was the first. Now I need to speed through this because I want to get to questions and answers. So, in our discoveries in 82, here are the circular, call them graves if you want, tombs. This is where we found inside of these not only hundreds of dead bodies, some of them appear to be cannibalized, sacrificed. But we also, which I don't have all the pictures, but you can go to the Canal Museum and actually see some of the artifacts today from our 82 dig. It'll be under the Judd name, because he was the property owner. And there's much more to the story. We still have the original contract that they signed with my grandfather. We're supposed to be 50% owners. It's a much deeper story. Go watch our documentary for free on YouTube called Secrets of the Stone Tablets in Search of Montezuma's Treasure. That will tell you the genesis of my family up to this 82 discovery and what happened. But inside the Canal Museum, you will see moccasin soles that are about 14 to 18 inches. No one talks about that, but they're there. Go see them. So we made many discoveries. We also found another stone tablet. This stone tablet right here was discovered right there. We also, which is amazing, which my grandfather gleaned much more information. Guess what? That stone tablet disappeared. In that photo, anyway, it disappeared. The landowner said, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't know where it went. This right here, we'll call it a nodule or nog. This was an artifact that was discovered with the giant that we discovered. And I'm not just talking crazy. Yeah. We have photos, real photos, not manipulated, not no AI crap, not some phony baloney, not something staged. This is from 1982, and we have the photos of it. This nodule was found with that giant. It has what we believe is the astronomical symbol, sign of Quetzalcoatl. And you see it's like a comet shooting by, and you see like a V with a line. We believe this is related. Now listen, they tried to cut this with a diamond. I want to get close, guys. They tried to cut this with diamond drills and everything. It all broke. I wish I had it today. The Judd family still has this in their possession, and I asked them to come here last year, and the one brother who the other brothers said has this, he said he doesn't have it, doesn't know what I'm talking about, and his brothers don't know what they're talking about, and they leave him alone. I left him alone. But it still exists. This is an image of the giant that we unearthed. It was at least 9 feet tall. And this is where we found artifacts. Keep in mind, we also found large clay pots full of turquoise, sewing needle, llama hair, llamas aren't from around here, netting, fishing nets. There's nowhere for them to be fishing, and said to have come from other parts of the world. Yep. All found within these clay pots.
So that just
turquoise,
supported
gold, and other relics. And this is a real giant. This is a real skeleton from a real dig. And you actually, there's been, I'm not going to say their names. Some of them have passed away, God bless them. They apologized to me, but for years and decades, they have been using our photos, saying they discovered giants. They had copies of them from the Judd family. Even the judges on our documentary, who have no reason to tell the truth, most of it, on that documentary. And they do give credit to my grandfather. By the way, my grandfather was legally blind. He couldn't see in front of him. But my grandfather told me as a child that it's not with his eyes that he sees, or that anyone really sees. He said it is our minds. And
Hello,
he
Kevin.
believed that God and Christ came to him and gave him the ability to decipher those stones and to start this quest. And so even science today will admit it's not your eyes that see, it is your mind. And my grandfather told me that when I was a child because I couldn't understand how he could interpret maps and know what to do. But the Judd family will even testify on the video that my grandfather had special abilities. He would say, you're going to dig here and you're going to find, and you need to go 60 feet deep or 65 feet deep, and you're going to find 3 bodies. They'll testify in that video that's exactly what would happen. And it did. These are obsidian coins. Some say, well, what artifacts, what things exist? These obsidian coins were found in Johnson Canyon. This is from, matter of fact, was it from? Gosh, I don't have it here. Do I? All right, that sucks. I've got the book. I'll tell it to you later. But there's a book that has these findings, and they were in Johnson Canyon. They're obsidian coins. The Smithsonian Institute, when they were shown to one of the Smithsonian, said, hey, we've never seen these out here, but we have seen them in Egypt, right? We have found also similar obsidian coins. And I might have brought it. I have an artifact with me. I don't want to say where. I think I left it right now. Is it in a box? I think it's in there. If not, it's at our home base in Kanab. This is a macabre. I can't even talk anymore, guys. In 1954, in near perfect condition from a small cave in southeastern Utah's Lavender Canyon, a guy named Kent Frost found a macaw feather skirt. This is an Aztec artifact. Even the academics say, yes, it is. But they, of course, well, it must have got traded. Someone brought it up and just put it in here. But this is undeniable evidence to prove the Aztecs were here in Utah as well. The Anasazi, the Fremont, in my opinion, were Aztecs, Toltecs, Olmecs. These guys were all the same. And there's even cocoa and chocolate being discovered in pottery. I need to hurry up because I want to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. Something that I think is super important, a discovery we made not too long ago. So this right here is Snake Temple in Peru. Do you guys see that carving of Viracocha? Also known as Viracocha. It's a petroglyph. And we found evidence. We found the same petroglyph in Kanab, Utah. And this is because, again, the Inca, the Maya, the Aztec, especially the high priest and high priestesses, the women don't get enough credit. I have a whole nother talk presentation that I'm creating that honors the sacred women you here today and your role in all this, because there's a whole lot of masculinity, but none of it would be happening without the feminine. It's both. So I want to honor all of you, and I want to say that the women were involved in all of this. And so here's the one that we found in Kanab, Utah. And this is the exact same image of Viracocha. You can go see it today, once again. And they're near some caves, near Best Friends. I'll tell you where it's at. Please make sure you are caretakers of this area and don't cause any damage or anything. Take your photos. So you make a right-hand turn where Best Friends sign is, and it loops you around to the left. There's some massive caves. You just look up to the left. So once you go in the cave and have a good time, when you walk out of the cave and look down and to the right, that's why no one has messed this up, because they never saw it. It wasn't for them to see. I only mention it because I believe everyone here is open and receptive and a caretaker of this world and capable of respecting it. Now I want to get into the Atlantis cosmic calendar, Aztec calendar, quantum cosmic clock, because it contains ancient wisdom from at least 26,000 years ago, but it's got to be much older. In this calendar, many of you have seen it. It encodes so much information. Now I'm going to quit this in 2 minutes, I hope, so we can get to questions. But this Aztec sunstone or Aztec calendar has the 26,000 year precession.
There he is. There it is.
26,000
See, I
years
wear it.
encoded in it. Now,
I wear it.
imagine this.
I wear it daily.
The high priest, the scientist, whatever you want to call them, you better believe by observation and however they were doing their things through spiritual insight, which of course was a part of it, still took longer than 26,000 years. It must have been at least, I would say, 4 26,000-year cycles before that they could map all this out properly, but probably longer. So we're talking hundreds, probably thousands, maybe millions of years information. So it encodes the 26,000-year procession. It encodes the four previous worlds. The first world was of the jaguar, where the giant animals were messing with people, dinosaurs, stuff of that nature. The second one was of the wind. You know, we don't have enough time to go over it. Come talk to me after or in the future. But this sunstone encodes all of the 4 previous worlds. We are in the 5th world now. Montezuma knew that Cortez's arrival and all of the omens with his black mirror and all the spiritual insight that the 5th world for them was ending, and we are in it now. Did you know that it also has the 20 cycles of 13 days encoded in this? Right? It also has 4 ear signs: house, rabbit, reed, flint. Do you know the center, they call him the sun god in the center. And they say, oh yeah, they were sacrificing people to the sun god to keep things going. No, that tongue of the sun god is the flint. And that is wisdom. And that is knowledge. He was speaking like we speak, how we share knowledge. It wasn't to cut people. It was because the word is sharp as an obsidian knife, right? Your mother or father could say something to you and bring joy or make you cry. And this was the great wisdom that this calendar has, sharing it with you. It has the 5 movements of Venus. And once again, the sun is our friend. That sun shines on everybody the same. Those that you and I call wicked or good, the sun shines on all of them the same.
Except for vampires. Except for vampires.
It is wisdom that the sun gives us. So I've already, let's end this. You know, hopefully you guys are understanding this. By the way, one other thing that is super important to know about this. Each one of you was born at a certain time on a certain day. Yep. Under this system, you have certain powers and energies and attributes and personalities that you came into this realm with. This sunstone gives you that information. If you want to, if you reach out to me and give me your birth date and the time that you were born, I will be happy to share some basic information about your potential. Because this sunstone has you encoded in it. And all of the attributes that you have the possibilities of tapping into, your infinite possibilities. Dr. Cecilio Orozco, I want to give him credit. Like I said, he was one of my first mentors in this. There's another gentleman that you guys can learn about, Mazat Singh. He's a good brother, a friend of mine. I don't want to claim to be the one who originated this understanding and these new teachings, but he's a brother, and you can learn more as well from him. So again, Cecilia Orozco right here. I just want to mention handbags. You've all seen these handbags, right? The Olmec, Aztec had the handbag. Gobekli, I swear to goodness, thank you. Gobekli Tepe has the handbag. You see it there. The Samaritans have the handbag. But I don't have time to continue. It suggests a shared universal symbol. I believe it is connecting life, energy, and sacred wisdom. These keepers, the carriers of these bags, were the ones holding the information, the ancient wisdom, the sciences, the mathematics, transcending geography and time. This is evidence, again, global, different parts of the world having the same symbols and icons. I just want to touch really quick. Many of you may have heard about the monoliths that showed up in Utah, 2020. Of course, what they said was, oh, someone just came and did an art piece. I say baloney, because they started springing up, or people started to see them at the same time all across the world. And since I'm not going to recite them all. Turkey, you know where this one was found? Not too far from Göbekli.
Göbekli Tepe.
I didn't eat, man. I start dropping. Yes. So not far from that. So all of those monoliths that showed up across the world, I'm telling you, they are connected to ancient sites in the area. Somewhere, someone was sending a signal. Because once again, because once again, we are in that time. By the way, 26,000 year cycle, we are in it. Pisces into Aquarius, we are here. This time is now. The energy is available to all of us. It is a cosmic journey. I want to bring this up. Terry Carter is the expert, but I'll say this. I'm just starting to get into this.
We love Terry.
The flint, the one coming out of the mouth of the sunstone, is on here. The Egyptian Ankh is on here. Yin Yang is on here. And I am told, and the Maya counting system is on here. And I'm told that, also it includes Middle Eastern, so whether that be Hebrew or what have you. I'm very interested in this. I appreciate Terry doing all his work from a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe these are another proof and evidence, right? I believe it's some kind of...
You definitely should come next time.
Every one of these cultures symbols in them. So somehow, some way, this needs to be, and I got more to say about this next time. UFOs, I'm not even showing right now, but just the other night, we're out here filming with the night vision, and there's UFO activity in this area big time.
Dan Dilman.
And we've got evidence. Some of the guys here who were with me saw Ben, I think, and Eduardo, and a few other folks were with me.
All right, my phone's about to die. Love you all.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh.
Who wants to see a video of the UFO real quick?
Yeah.
So you'll probably hear Ben talking, or me, and then.
It's like an 80s Atari game.
Tranquil.
Forget the language.
Probably satellite, but one's going way back to the
When you look real close, actually, there are many other objects moving besides what's happening here. And then one of them, as Ben says,
changing course.
there you go. And so a lot of amazing stuff. It's happening right here in your night skies. Get some night vision, check it out. Skinwalker Ranch. I told folks, who was here last year, make some noise? Okay, I told folks last year, because Bigelow owned, so it's a bigger story, but I'm just going to give the brief one. Last year I told
the
you
phone's about to die. Love you all.
Had government contracts and was the one who had Skinwalker Ranch first. And they were running all kinds of experiments for the government, space stuff, trying to open portal type stuff. But where on top are any buildings, warehouses, anything? They don't exist. Because it was